Today, we're diving into how a nation tries to write the rule book for the future itself. Vietnam is putting together a massive new law to govern artificial intelligence, and honestly, it's a blueprint that could send ripples way beyond its own borders. So let's get into it and see what's inside.
I mean, really think about that. How do you possibly write the rules for a technology that is changing faster than we can even keep up? We're talking about AI here, something that's going to reshape, well, pretty much everything. Our jobs, our society, everything.
Well, Vietnam has a pretty bold answer. It's a huge 70-article draft law on AI. And look, this isn't just some light-touch set of guidelines. No, this is a full-on legal framework meant to guide how AI is built and used for years and years to come.
So, where do you even begin with something this ambitious? Vietnam's starting with a really clear philosophy. Before getting into any of the nitty-gritty rules, it lays down a human-first foundation. And that foundation is built on 7 core principles.
That's it, just 7. These 7 ideas are the absolute bedrock of the whole law. Every single rule, every regulation, it all comes back to these. And right at the top, the most important one is the human-centric principle. The draft law says it right here. AI must serve and support humans and must always remain under human control. I mean, that one sentence really sets the tone for everything that follows.
And the other 6 principles, they all build on that main idea. You've got the essentials, right? Safety, fairness, transparency. Then there's this really interesting dual focus, building up their own national capabilities while also plugging into the rest of the world. The law also pushes for inclusive and sustainable growth, making sure AI benefits everyone. And it's all about finding that perfect balance between managing the risks of AI while still pushing hard for innovation. So it's not just about putting up walls. It's a real strategy for smart growth.
Okay, so principles are great, but how do you turn them into actual rules? Well, the core engine of this law is what's called a risk-based approach. The easiest way to think about it is like a traffic light system for AI. It applies different levels of rules depending on how risky the AI is. It's a pretty straightforward system that sorts every AI into one of 4 buckets. You've got unacceptable risk at the top, that's the red light, all the way down to low risk, which is basically a green light to go ahead and innovate.
So here's how that actually plays out. At the very top, unacceptable risk AI. We're talking about stuff that can harm national security or human rights. The consequence? It's banned. Simple as that. Then you have high-risk AI, things that could seriously impact someone's life, health, or rights. Think AI in self-driving cars or medical devices. Those face really strict rules and have to go through tough assessments. Next is medium risk, which covers things like chatbots or deepfakes. The rule there is transparency. You have to tell people they're interacting with an AI. And finally, everything else falls into low risk. For those, the government just encourages voluntary standards, keeping the road clear for new ideas.
Now, let's zoom in on that unacceptable risk category, because this is where the law draws some really hard lines in the sand. These are the things that Vieta is saying AI should never be used for, period. First up, a total ban on AI that uses sneaky, subliminal tricks to mess with your behavior in a way that could actually cause you physical or mental harm.
Second, no using AI to take advantage of people's vulnerabilities. You can't target someone because of their age, a disability, or their economic situation. It's about protecting those who are most at risk. Third, they're banning general-purpose social scoring by the government. You know the idea of the state giving citizens a score that could lead to them being treated unfairly? Yeah, that's out. And finally, this is a big one. Strict bans on real-time biometric surveillance in public places, with only a few very narrow exceptions. This also includes a ban on just scraping the entire internet or CCTV footage for faces to build massive databases. These are some serious guardrails to protect people's basic rights.
But this law is so much more than just a list of don'ts. It's also a proactive plan for building a strong, self-reliant AI ecosystem right at home. This is the nation-building part of the whole plan.
The first piece of that is creating a national AI infrastructure. We're talking a unified system with all the computing power, data, and platforms they need. The goal here is pretty clear: build their own capabilities so they don't have to rely on foreign tech.
And the second piece is the money to make it all happen, a national AI development fund. This is a government fund specifically for big strategic projects. Think about things like building large language models trained specifically in Vietnamese, or creating huge public datasets to fuel research. These are the kinds of projects that are vital for the country, but maybe aren't profitable for a private company right away.
So when you put it all together, the clear red lines, the risk-based traffic light system, and the national development strategy, you can see how it all points back to one single goal, making sure that AI is always built with a human at the center.
So Vietnam has laid its cards on the table. It's an ambitious plan to both control the risks and build a sovereign tech future. And it really raises a question for all of us, no matter where we are in the world, as these rules for AI get written, how are they going to end up shaping your future? Thanks for joining us.